Yeah, honestly, I just kind of play whatever I'm feeling like playing. I don't really care how popular it is. Like, I had wanted to try Rust out for a long time.
Mm-hmm. It does look fun.
And I just kind of forgot about it. And it got popular all of a sudden. I was like, oh, that looks fun. So I started playing it, and now I'm addicted. I can't get off of it.
What up, you guys? I'm Bryson Smith.
And I'm Javin. And this is Etcetera. Yes, get it. We're in.
I effed up.
Fantastic.
Oh, well.
Obviously, we have a guest here today.
Right.
Introduce yourself.
Got my stick.
Again, this is our second video with him.
Oh yeah, so you guys did.
First
We did
video for you.
Yeah, we did a first video with Sycodeadx and it messed up. So now we got to do another one.
Well, I am Sycodeadx.
Right. Yeah, he's a streamer and he's one of my good friends. So we're just gonna converse and talk to him about how it is to be a streamer and what that's like, and competitive games versus non-competitive games, and what he prefers, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So what is it like being a streamer, just in general? I know that
it is a challenge. It is a big commitment.
Right.
It takes a lot of your time.
Right. How often do you stream?
So nowadays I stream 4 days a week, about 6 hours. 6 hours a day. So
Okay. That's not too bad.
8:30 to around 3 on the weekdays.
Like an actual job, right?
Yeah, but when I first started, I was streaming like 10, 15 hours a day.
I remember
every day.
that.
It was crazy, dude.
That's a lot.
When you first start off, you like hit the ground running, and you kind of like overdo it a little bit.
Right.
And then you kind of got to step back and set yourself a schedule, otherwise you just burn out.
I feel like that's how most things are. Initially when you start off, because you're so hungry for it, but then over time it kind of like...
You got to mellow out.
You got to pace yourself.
Yeah, you got to pace yourself.
You burn out.
Right.
Yeah, go for it.
I was going to say, what games do you play mostly?
So I started off playing a lot of Overwatch, because that was kind of like my main game and what made me want to start streaming in the first place.
Right.
But now I play mostly like Mortal Kombat and getting into Rust.
I've never heard of Rust.
Right now.
And, what is Rust?
Apex and stuff like that. Rust is like it's kind of like a survival game. It's like a Fallout type survival game.
Okay.
Oh my God.
What?
I am now realizing I know what that game is.
Oh, you know what Rust is now?
It's pretty popular.
It looks really fun, actually.
I've never seen this Rust game.
So you basically just start off on a beach with nothing but a rock and a torch, and you gotta like build yourself a base and find yourself weapons and just survive against the map itself and other players.
Okay. That sounds fun.
It's pretty fun. It gets pretty wild.
Might have to play that. Do you provide mostly, are you commentary based or like gaming based? Like, do you try to provide skilled gameplay, or are you just entertainment?
I do a little bit of both. At first I started to try and be like skilled and like be really sweaty and try and get noticed that way. But that gets really, really tiring.
I bet.
So now I just kind of chill and just do my own thing, and if people like it, they like it, I guess.
Right. You just kind of...
I find a large majority of my viewership comes from just like people who like the music I play on stream.
Oh.
No way.
It says like 100% of like my views come from my metal music tag.
Oh,
So
really?
that's crazy. A lot of like metalheads come into my stream, and that's why they're there. They just chill.
No, music definitely adds to an experience. Not to make this about me, but like I always play music and stuff like that. People always say the same thing.
It's true.
Yeah.
So you provide commentary, kind of an atmosphere while you play.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. I've hopped into your streams a few times too. Well, I used to when it was on Mixer, but then once Mixer went down, I don't know how to. I don't know what's up with my Twitch, but whenever I try to log in, it just didn't let me. So I was like, all right, I'm over this.
Yeah, that's one thing too. Like, it kind of sucks with like having to change platforms and stuff. It's a lot different.
Right, because you were more popular on Mixer, right? Before it like fell off or whatever.
Yeah.
What happened to the Mixer again?
Well, Microsoft kind of they failed.
Oh, okay.
So they shut everything down.
All right, so I got a question. So, as far as like competitive games go, why is it you prefer competitive games over like adventure games?
I feel like for me, it's just because I'm like a competitive person.
Okay.
Like if I play an adventure game, I think it's fun, but I get really bored without like another person to play against, I guess.
Right.
I like kind of setting myself like a goal and trying to beat it over and over again, like ranks.
So you like the
ranked
competitive
games.
nature of it and growing and...
Yeah.
So you were addicted to Ark though for a minute.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
It's not
that
really a
game's
competitive game.
it's kind of competitive because you're competing against other people to survive. It's the same as Rust. You just like you have to beat everyone else in terms of how good your base is and how well you function as like a unit with all your people.
Okay.
It gets pretty competitive sometimes.
So you play competitive games for streams, but do you like playing more story-based adventure stuff like on your own, or are you pretty into competitive games?
If it's like something I'm really into, like a Star Wars game or something,
Right. Yeah.
or like a Marvel game, then I'll play it for the story, just because like I'm a nerd. But for the most part, I like playing like competitive games like Mortal Kombat and Apex and Overwatch and a lot of esports like that. League of Legends, I play a lot of that now.
Right.
Stuff like that.
To be fair, a lot of those we're gonna get into the whole discussion of like stories versus
yeah, we got to do
games.
that. That's what,
To be fair, most of those games imply a story. Wouldn't you say? Like
They do.
with Overwatch, each character has its own kind of narrative and personality and backstory. Doesn't that enhance the game? Wouldn't you say?
It definitely does. It definitely does because like having like a desire to play a certain character, sometimes it just comes from their backstory. If you
right, definitely.
Like that's the whole reason I started playing League again, because they came out with a new character and they made like an animated short for him on YouTube.
Oh, really?
Definitely helps.
And I watched that and I was just like, oh, this is sick. And then I started playing again and I started playing that character, and that's what got me back into it.
Yeah, you really grow like an attachment to the character.
Yeah,
like,
a little bit.
I remember we were talking about on our last interview we did, the one that didn't go through for whatever because computer stuff. But we were talking about Naruto. Oh, sorry, Daniel. Or Psycho. Did I just say that? I'll cut that out.
It's okay.
I can say Daniel.
Knows my name.
Okay.
Okay.
What? Know my first name anyway.
Fucked up.
I know. I was like, oh shit.
Fuck.
Yeah, like
secretive.
when we were playing Naruto though, I was talking about how like my favorite character is Kimimaru, and I love his whole story, you know, his whole background. Cool. It really adds to the character. Just like with Hanzo and all my other characters, like that story really does help you grow like an emotional attachment to them.
Definitely. A lot of these games, they have such good storylines that we want like movies and more animations from them and stuff.
Right.
Fuck yeah.
Like,
right.
I love it when League drops like a new animated short.
Mm-hmm.
They're such good like
they're like high quality too.
Yeah,
They look so good.
It looks really good.
They even have like a band, don't they? Like a music group, League of Legend characters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they do.
There's a bunch of like alternate universes in the League of Legends
Really
lore.
cool.
There's like a metal band, and then there's like KDA, like the
KDA.
K-pop stuff.
I did not know any of this. Wow.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Their videos are so fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, they're like like he always usually shows me their little clips that they have for characters, which looks really cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know they had a whole rock band to go.
They do everything over there.
So you, in your experience, you like what attaches you to a game or a character? Would you say it's the story, or would you say it's more the mechanics that intrigue you?
It's half and half. Like, I'll get into the story and I'll try them out, but if I don't like their mechanics, then I'll probably drop them pretty quick.
That makes sense.
Right.
Like I'm into like the assassin types, quick moving, like hard to master.
Oh, really?
Characters. Like I like the ones that are very high skill cap. Like
okay.
Genji.
You play competitive with those?
Yeah.
Shit.
It definitely takes a lot more time to learn, but it pays off.
Yeah, when it comes to like competitive games, I usually I'm always more drawn, not just because like I don't know, like even when we play Injustice, I like Wonder Woman, and she's not even considered a high tier character, but I was really good with her. I don't know, I just like using characters that aren't deemed good and making them really, really good.
Yeah, a lot of people like doing that too, especially like in fighting games.
Yeah, just
a lot of the pros will bash one character, and someone's like, all right, I'm gonna play that character,
and they would be extremely good with them. It's like, damn.
Wasn't there kind of an aside, but wasn't there in Super Smash Bros. Yoshi was considered like garbage tier?
Yoshi,
yeah. He was in Super Smash Bros.
Yoshi's good though.
Right, but they realized that because a person came into tournament,
right,
and he was just like, all right, I'm gonna play Yoshi, and everyone's like, oh fuck this guy, he has no
usually
idea
how
what
it
he's
is,
doing, and he
They whooped
fucking
their ass.
devastated. And
I
so
love
they're like,
seeing stuff like that when it's like this character's so whack, and then you find somebody that plays them so good. You're like, how is this happening?
yeah, everyone's like, okay, he might not be garbage. We might need to reconsider what tier he's on.
And then you try to use it for yourself, and it's just not the same.
That's exactly what happened in Mortal Kombat too. Everyone said Collector was trash, and then Sonic Fox started playing Collector and whipping ass. They're like, oh, I guess he's good.
That's like one of the first. Remember when you first got the game? We were playing it. I was using the Collector for a little bit, but I always use Sub-Zero when I play. That's my guy.
Oh yeah. That's what I like about fighting games. That in your experience, would you say like it's not an objective tier list? Like nobody fully understands the potential of a character, and that's why the story and stuff is really fun to engage with, because you never know how far that character could
Definitely,
go.
Yeah, I've seen some people get up to Elder God with characters that I thought were
Garbage.
yeah, that are like really bad. A lot of people are bad with them, anyways.
I mean, there obviously are characters that are obviously well more equipped than others.
Yeah,
But again, it always comes down to the actual player.
Yeah, the skill.
So, yeah.
So in your experience, what constitutes, so I'm going to ask you two questions. What constitutes a good game to you? Like something that you would not only enjoy, but you think that everyone should play, where you're like, oh, fuck, I need to recommend this game to people. What's a good game to you?
I guess one that, for me, I like the games that the developers pay a lot of attention to, where they're constantly bringing out updates and stuff, where they don't neglect the game. Because the more they update it and the more they put out, it just makes it feel fresh all the time.
Right.
If they are more interested in like, I don't know, cosmetics and over mechanics and stuff, and
Right.
they don't really do a lot to improve the quality of life of the game, then it kind of
Dies out.
Yeah, it dies
Yeah.
out. Not so
Definitely.
good. That's why I like League and stuff like that, because
They're active on
they're
it.
bringing stuff out
Yeah.
like every like couple of weeks.
Yeah,
There's always something new.
What do you think about all the hate that League gets? I feel like it gets a lot of.
It's definitely warranted. It's a very toxic community for sure. But in my experience,
Is it really?
Yeah, in my experience, some most competitive games are toxic. Like you can't really avoid that. It's just how people are. They get competitive and they get mad, and then
Right.
it brings out the worst.
Is Mortal Kombat toxic?
Oh, definitely, dude.
I see. I wouldn't even know.
And that's just a 1v1.
Yeah.
That's just you. You don't even have teammates. If you're playing like a team-based competitive game,
Man.
and your game goes wrong, dude, there's always those people who blame
Everyone.
everyone. It's always it's never their fault. It's everyone else's fault.
Well, that brings me to kind of my second question. You said like a good game is one that provides novelty, that continually subverts its audience expectations, right? Like makes the game feel alive and evolving. So would you say the opposite of that is a bad game, where if it never changes, it never offers anything new? Is that necessarily a bad game? Like what's a
I wouldn't
bad
say it'd
game
be a
to
bad
you?
game. I feel like it would get boring. It would probably get
Yeah.
old fast.
Mhm.
It's just
Definitely
the same
does.
thing over and over again with nothing new.
Oh shit.
Like adventure games, they're amazing, but like once there's no more updates for them, it's kind of just
It's
like they
done.
come out, they have a big bang if they're really really good, like a God of War.
And it depends how much
Great
content
game.
they have too. Like
Yeah.
for example, like Skyrim. Skyrim
Or
is a game
Skyrim.
that's been around for a really long time, but then again, that game gets modded a lot too.
Oh,
so
yeah.
there's like the community
Yeah.
creates more content for
Right.
it. even
Kinda
if
like
the
Melee.
developers
Which is
don't.
technically sort of like, I guess you could say, updates in a way, like little
Yeah, it's like
things
community
you
updates.
as long as there's something new you could add to the experience, because that's what it is. It's an experience.
Definitely.
I think the game will stay around. But
So like, what are your pet peeves when it comes to games that kind of prevent you from having
That's a
a
good
good
question.
experience with them?
I would say sometimes the matchmaking in some games is kind of bad. Like this skill-based matchmaking,
right.
it's not so accurate. So like the teams will be very unbalanced,
Right.
which is really annoying. Like if you have a bunch of lower-ranked people on your team,
And
or
then
vice
they're facing-
versa, you have like people who are way too high on the enemy team. It's just
Right.
like a slaughter on one side.
I have a question. So, going back to, or not actually talking about like what makes a game good or bad. Let's talk about that. What was the name of that Naruto game that came out? It was, I think, a couple years ago that didn't do too
Shinobi
well.
Striker.
Shinobi Striker. What would you say? What was it about that game that made it actually go like it was such a bad game?
I don't
What do you
know,
think?
dude.
What do you think?
I've talked to some people who really like that game,
How?
but I feel like maybe they never played Storm.
That's what it is. Because I'm like,
I don't know. I guess I just had different.
like, what would you say made it bad?
expectations.
Oh, expectations.
It just wasn't the type of game I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was
Right.
gonna be more like Storm or something like that, something along the lines like
Storm was perfect.
that. Yeah,
Literally.
Storm was
Fun.
perfect.
They could not have made that game any.
Bring back Storm.
It just it moves like the actual show. If you watch the show, I'm like, this is Naruto.
Yeah, it feels like an episode of Naruto,
Exactly.
and it's a fighting game. It's
And
a
then
really good fighting game.
And then even for the maps, they have key maps
I feel like
within
if
the
they
series.
just kept Storm, just kept bringing out characters,
It'd be perfect. That's all they
it
need to
would've been
do.
fine.
The game, even with the latest Storm out, they actually don't need to make another Storm. If they just keep adding characters to that, people, because people still play the game.
Yeah.
It'll just be like that's it. They don't need to do anything.
You know
but
what's
add
crazy?
characters.
I'll stream Storm sometimes, and I'll get higher viewership on that game than I do on like Mortal Kombat sometimes.
It's a dope because Storm is also fun to look at.
Yeah, I feel
it's
like
an exciting game.
I feel like there's like a community behind it, and they're just waiting for someone to play it.
Yeah,
Like, please.
Because it's an odd. Again, this is kind of off topic.
it's fun to look at.
It's not only fun to look at. I feel like it's pretty unique in terms of fighting games. Because
I would agree.
It's based off of something everyone loves, like Naruto, the anime, and it's just so unique in its mechanics and how fleshed out each of the characters are.
Definitely.
And it feels like it's very well balanced, except for a couple key characters.
Hold up, let's talk about this.
Fuck Naruto, fuck Sasuke, fuck all of them.
Whoa.
Obviously,
What?
they're broken as fuck. Are you kidding me? Anyway,
You just sound like someone who's not good at the game. It's okay. It's okay.
I'm not good at the game.
See what I say?
But other than that, it's a fairly balanced game, and I feel like it's very unique in that regard. And I would say, to kind of bring us back to pet peeves I have in games, is when there are characters that are definitely not balanced. When there are some mechanics that are just almost deliberately
Balancing
broken.
is an issue in every
Game.
Fighting game.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's like, especially in a fighting game.
Especially when they
that
bring
shit is
out new
just-
characters, they're always like broken.
I would have to say that actually,
Unbelievably broken.
I'm going to change my original statement.
So-
That's what bothers me. When they introduce a new character and he's broken as hell, that actually bothers me in a
And they
game.
gotta balance it.
Yeah,
That's usually how
it's
it
like,
Yeah.
but I understand it's really difficult and stuff.
I feel like going back to Naruto though, most characters are pretty balanced.
Yeah.
I don't see
Yeah.
like, I feel like that game is especially when you start talking about like fighting games, that game is really pretty closely balanced, unlike some others.
Yeah, there are some weaker ones for sure, but
But I still feel like you can make those work though. Even still, like if you know the mechanics of the
You
game.
pair them in like groups of 3, so there's a lot of different.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a
that
good
too.
point.
Right,
Different
which is the
variations you could use.
That's a really good
together.
point.
yeah.
Yeah, you get to control
And
the
there's so many
spacing.
characters, so there's it's literally like endless the possibilities.
FYI, in that game, he's scared to play me in
my
it.
God.
I'm the best in it. I'm the best I know in the game. I gotta be honest. Just had to put that out there.
We'll have to record a game.
We should.
Yes,
We should.
please.
We
Oh
should.
my God, yes.
I wanna. You should stream us playing sometime so I can
Yeah, that'd
embarrass
be
you in front of
fun.
your viewers and
If-
talk a lot of shit.
What happens if you lose?
I'm not going to.
Okay.
Anyone
I'm not
who's a
going to.
fan of Sycodeadx and watching this, Bryson's got one hand. So
Yeah. Well, they know that. Yeah.
Watch that
Oh, they're not his
stream.
fans. Yeah, of one hand.
If they watch that stream, one-handed man versus the masked man.
He's good at
The
it.
masked man.
He is
That would
really
be-
good at Storm.
Yeah, I always
Very
tell
good
people like when I play video games with him,
But I
and
beat
I
him
haven't.
sometimes.
That's like he rarely beats me, and if he beats me, it's because I don't even care. I'm just like,
Wow.
Oh,
okay, now
that's
listen.
not-
There's this one
interesting.
time. There's this one time. Listen, we made a bet. I was like, Daniel, I can literally go a whole day without losing to you. We bet, and we went the whole day, and he didn't beat me. I remember my friend Hunter at the time. He was like, no. And then when I actually did it, he was like, wow, he did it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to see this. We're gonna have to see. you
I'm gonna
guys
have to-
That's when we were actively
Just-
playing it.
Just
though.
give me a couple weeks to train on it, bro.
Go
I'll
ahead.
be fine.
Go ahead. I'm so confident in that game. If he were to go in playing it for weeks and I were to just go in not playing it at all, I would still never lose.
We'll see.
Jesus.
We'll see.
This shit talking right here. Oh my
I'm
God.
talking a lot of shit right now. All right, let me
I'll
stop.
just have to highlight this moment and play it back.
Yeah, that's fucking right.
Well, we got it. We got it on camera now, so it's like it's always gonna be there.
Everyone's gonna see it. Everyone knows.
That's funny.
So that competitive, if we can get this heated up about a game, like a specific game, you can tell that there's heart to it.
Oh yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
So is that what you try to choose in your game? Obviously, other than the popularity of that game,
Right.
do you
Yeah.
try to look for like a heart to it, like a kind of?
Yeah, honestly, I
question.
just kind of play whatever I'm feeling like playing. I don't
Right.
really care how popular it is. Like, I had wanted to try Rust out for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
It does look fun.
and I just kind of forgot about it. And I got
Right.
popular all of a sudden. And I was like, oh, that looks fun. So I started playing it, and now I'm addicted. I can't get off of it. Be on there all night.
I have a question.
Shit, I might have to play that.
So far with it, how long have you been streaming, Daniel?
A little over a year, about
Over
a
a year.
year and a couple months. Yeah.
Okay, so what sort of advice would you give to up and coming streamers or streamers just in general, that want to start streaming?
Set a
for free?
schedule, pace yourself.
Okay.
Don't want to burn out.
Right.
And everyone grows at their own pace, so don't like beat yourself
Mm-hmm.
up if you're not blowing up right away.
Right.
Right.
What about as far as games? Like, would you just say play
Play
whatever
what you
want?
dude. I mean, obviously, if you play bigger games, you're gonna get overshadowed by people who have a bigger community.
Right.
But you don't want to force yourself to play something that you're not enjoying because it's
Right.
just not even genuine. What's the point at that point?
Right. Yeah. I think a lot of streamers fell into that mistake, right?
Yeah.
Where they just played things because they thought it would get them clout. And
Yeah, that's why I kind of stopped playing Mortal Kombat too, because that's what my viewership mostly is Mortal Kombat people. But I started getting tired of it because that's all I would play every day. So I started branching out and doing other stuff now.
Right.
Same when I used to stream Overwatch. That's how I started playing Mortal Kombat. I got tired of Overwatch. So
You can really burn yourself out. Huh?
yeah, just have fun with it. Honestly,
Yeah, that's
if you're
dope.
having fun, your community will have more fun. If you're just sitting there, you're not enjoying yourself. No one's gonna have fun.
Right.
so would you say that's your source of inspiration is to just enjoy yourself to your fullest? And
Yeah, enjoy yourself. Do what you want, but be smart about it too.
Right.
You know?
You definitely move at your own pace, and you got your own schedule, which is good.
Yeah, and also I would definitely try to branch out to other platforms. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. A lot of mixer streamers made that mistake and ended up paying the price for it. Luckily, I had been on there for a very short time, so it didn't really affect me too much. But some people have been on there for years and had these massive followings, and that was like their livelihood, and then it all got taken away in like a day.
Dang, that sucks.
Yeah, so branching out to other platforms like YouTube and TikTok and
Definitely.
everything.
Honestly, you should be on every social media there is.
Yeah.
And active on, I mean, obviously you'll have your most active social media, whatever that is, but branch out on each one and, you know,
that's
be active
something I
on.
struggle with too, because I was never really into social media before streaming.
You have to be in this age in 2022.
Yeah.
That's where everything is,
So,
you know?
so it's kind of hard for me to adapt to it, but I'm starting to get
Yeah,
there.
you have to. Have you started your YouTube channel yet? Like actively?
I have like 4 videos made.
no way. Are you serious?
Yeah. I haven't posted them yet, but I have like, I'm stockpiling a bunch of videos and they're going to come out on like a weekly basis.
That's good. I'll let
So
you
I'm
hear
ready to
that.
release them.
Are you going to make a TikTok?
Yeah, I'm going to do
Yeah,
that.
you definitely should. I think, yeah.
I don't know what I'm
definitely.
going to post on
Wow.
there, but I'll make one.
So, 2 streamers, be active on all your social medias,
Yes.
branch
definitely.
out, move at your own pace,
And enjoy yourself.
enjoy yourself, play the games you want to
Have
play,
fun.
have fun. Come up with a schedule. That really helps. Definitely a schedule. You want to,
Definitely.
and stick to the schedule as close as possible. Treat it like a real job. You know,
self-discipline.
yeah, treat anything like you do like a real job. Definitely self-discipline is important. And yeah, is there anything else you would want to say, Daniel? Or Javid?
Well, just kind of one last question. When did you start playing video games? Like, when did you?
Damn, I must have been
started
like,
it all.
like 4. I don't know. I was really young.
Wow.
I think my cousin like gave me a Sega or something when I was really little,
That's what it was for me.
and I started playing Sonic the Hedgehog.
That was my first game too.
yeah.
My grandmother's house. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
just
Sonic on
awesome.
Sega.
And then it just went from there to PlayStation to Xbox to Halo to now.
Well, you skipped way hold up. There was Sega, Dreamcast, Nintendo 64, GameCube.
Oh, yeah, all
Game
I
Boy.
went through all those. Yep, Game Boy. Psh. I never owned a PSP, but I remember those.
I didn't know.
Nintendo DS, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I remember all those. Yeah.
Game Boy Advance.
Pokemon, you know. Psh.
Had a little flashlight in the car because you can't see the screen.
Right.
That's right.
That's funny.
Just, what would you say your first obsession was? Like your first video game obsession where you're like, oh
Sonic.
fuck, I'm
Was
hooked.
it?
It was Sonic, the
it
first
Sonic?
game.
Sonic was the first game I played.
Not your first hook.
I don't think I was obsessed with it. I was like 4, dude. I was like really
That's
little.
fair. Yeah.
I think the first game I became hardcore obsessed with was probably Halo. Like
Same.
Oh, that was so good at that
when
game.
I got my first Xbox and I started playing
idea.
Halo and Halo 2, that's when it became like I got really competitive at it. I want to get like good.
I was a god at Halo 2. Literally. I used to go 36-0, 25-2,
Jesus.
like professional shit. Like I was really good at that game.
That's crazy. Man, a lot of kids got hooked on Halo.
Yeah, Halo definitely had a
Halo
like
was huge.
few like Halo's reign was. I know they got a new one coming out that's gonna be popping, but like early Halo was
Halo
like
put
next level.
competitive first-person shooter games in the spotlight.
It really did. Like that's when it really like I remember even the pros. There was like Ogre 1, Ogre 2. There's this dude named Dark Vegeta. He was really cool. Some dude named Shook. I remember the pros. Like I studied that game.
That's crazy. Oh man, that was so long ago. But
Yeah,
that's
it
what
was.
started it, right?
Yeah,
like that's
definitely.
what brought you here today.
Yes, that's what got me hooked.
Yeah.
and now you're happy with it, right?
Games or drugs.
Games or drugs.
Games or drugs.
Beautiful.
You heard it here first.
Beautiful. Let me clap for you.
Yes.
Games or drugs.
Awesome.
Alrighty, well, I think that wraps it up then.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, then. I guess I can put like your Twitch and stuff in the description, and we'll have all his links and everything down there.
Look forward to a competitive stream between him and Bryson.
Oh yeah.
Storm
Maybe I'll
stream
post it
coming
on the
soon.
channel. Yeah.
That'll be
We'll have a
fucking
little
awesome.
thumbnail with Bryson crying.
That's like, he has jokes. All right, well, let us know what you guys think of the episode, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Later.
Bye.